Hey everybody, Sean here, BoredParacord.com. Today I'm going to show you a fishtail bracelet with a decorative knot as your closure with a loop on the other end. So what we're going to do is create a loop on one end. This is going to be the base of our bracelet, and then we're going to put a decorative knot on this end. So when the bracelet closes, the decorative knot will go through this loop just like this, and that'll act as our closure for the bracelet. So this is our base. I have 4 feet roughly, well, I would say 3 to 4 feet. Yeah, because that's about 20, I would say that's about 16 inches. Yeah, so about 3 to 4 feet should be good. And then I have, what is this, colonial blue. I have about 8 feet for the fishtail part of it. Probably a little more than I need, but I always like to go a little more so that I don't have to redo it. But yeah, let's get started. We're going to do a decorative knot, and oh, I can't remember what I want to say it's a button knot, but I don't think that's right. I'll have the description of the knot in, or I'll have the name of the knot in the description, along with a link that'll take you to a video where I only do this knot. So what we need to do is first, we need to know how long to make the bracelet. So I'm just going to wrap this around, and we're going to mark right where the cord comes through the loop. So if you look at this, I have my loop here with this finger, right where the cord comes through that loop. That is where I need to mark it. I have a pen over here, so I'm just going to put a mark right here on both strands, because what could happen is these we could lose your center point and then lose, if you only mark one side, you could lose where it's at. Okay, so we've got that. Now what we want to do is put the cord through your fingers like this. So you have the loop on one end, and that's on the back side of your hand. And we're going to do our knot on this side of our hand. So you want to take the right cord, and remember the loop's out the back, and you have your mark here. I don't know if you can see that on the video. Let me zoom in on here for you just a little bit. There we go. So we have our mark here, and we also have a mark there. Now with our, and I'm going to pull this down through just so that the mark is right where it goes through my finger. We're going to create a loop. So all I'm doing is taking my right cord and we're rotating it forward so that you get a loop like this. Now this loop is going to cross over the, I'm trying to remember how to do this. Okay, yeah, I think I'm doing it. Cross over that one. Or does it come this way? Yeah, I think it goes this way. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so you're going to create the loop no matter what. Then you have your left cord kind of coming towards you. It's going to go around this one, go under the cord that you made your loop with. You're going to go over, under, over. So over your loop, underneath, and then out and through. And you're going to end up with kind of like this figure 8 looking knot, just like that. And you want to make sure that you have this diamond in the center. Now you're going to take your left cord, and it's going to go around the center cord that's going through your finger, this one right here. So all you're doing is going around it, and once you go around it, you're going to come up through the diamond. So you can see this is the cord that goes through my finger. We're going around that and up through the diamond, just like that. Now you're going to do the same thing with the right cord. You're going to go around this cord that goes through your finger. Once you go around it, you come up through the center, just like that. And you should have something that looks just like this. You got your figure 8 here. This is the figure 8 that you started with. Now you have these extra 2 loops here. And you're just going to slowly pull all of the cord through, until you see your mark here. So there's a mark there, so we know we don't have to pull it anymore this way because our knot needs to be on that side of the mark. And we don't know where our mark is yet on this one, so we're going to work our cord through so that our mark stays there on that one. We're just going to try and tighten this up while looking for our mark on this one. And there it is, right there. Okay, so there's our mark there. Oh, and I think, oh, and there's the mark there. Alright, so now we just need to slowly pull each one of these strands until it tightens up. And that one, the mark has moved a little, so I'm going to pull some slack out. And you're just going to work that slack through to your working ends here so that your mark stays in place. There's that one. And that one. And I believe we can pull on that to tighten it up. Okay. And then this is where, once you start getting close to the end like this, you can start to see the decoration of the knot. What I like to do is just grab both ends like this and just kind of work that through. Okay, so now we have a mark here, it's a little bit off, and a mark here, which is a little bit off. Now I'm not going to finish this off because what we'll end up doing is cutting these and melting them right here. But I want to do the bracelet first because I don't want to finish this, do the bracelet, come to find out that this is in the wrong spot. So we're just going to leave that for now. You can see the marks are just a little bit off from the knot itself. So now we're going to take our main color, and I'm just finding the center point, which is right here. And let's see, which way do I want to do this? I think we're going to start on this end. We're going to start with the knot side and then work our way down towards, will that work though? Because I want it to be nice and tight. If we get down here and it's not tight. Okay, reverse that. We're going to start at the loop end. And all we're going to do is run it through the center. So we have our loop just like this. How am I going to do this? Okay. Okay, so we have our loop. This is our loop here. Let me make sure. I'll zoom in on this for you. See what we're doing here. Okay, so we have our loop. Our center point of the blue is right behind the loop. And for the fishtail, all we're doing is taking our right working end, taking it down through the center, and off to the left. So you should have something that looks just like that. And then you're taking your left cord, and you're just following it over top of your right cord, down through the center, and off to the right side. So you should have something that looks like that. And then you're just going to alternate back and forth, right, left, right, left. So our left cord, I'm sorry, that's not right. Now we're going to take our right cord, go back over, and you want to make sure you cover your silver cord all the way up. Okay, so we did our right, and then we did left, and then right. Now what you're going to do, once you get to this point, is once you start with a cord, you want to finish with it on the same side. So we're going to take our left cord, cross through the middle, off to the right, and then we're going to go right back to the other side. Just like that. Push it up, but make sure you keep that loop there, and then tighten it. And what I'm doing to tighten this is I'm kind of holding pressure with my thumb that way, and then I'm pushing with my thumb right here, my left thumb, while I pull the slack out on that way. And you can see I can move this right now, and you can move this pretty much the whole way, It just gets a little harder as you go. So we're going to take our left cord now, because it's the top cord. You want to start with the top one, and it ends up going through and coming out, and it ends up being the bottom one. So down through the middle, around, down through the middle, and now see, it's our bottom cord here. Just like that. And then tighten it up. And you're tightening it so that you get a nice uniform look. And then our left one, top cord, down through the center, off to the right, down through the center, off to the left. And that is how you do the fishtail. And it looks the same on both sides. Pretty nice looking knot, or weave. But yeah, I'm going to do a couple more of these real quick, and then I'll finish this up and show you how to finish off the bracelet. Probably one of the easier bracelets, and if you don't have any buckles, which I know some people don't have any buckles, this is a good way to get started with paracord. We'll do one more, and then I'm going to finish it and come back and show you how to do it. There we go. Alright, and next time you see this, it will be pretty close to finished. Alrighty, so we have the fishtail done all the way here, and normally you have the two cords coming off this way. Well, you want to end with a cord off to the left and a cord off to the right. So what I did is I took the top cord and I just ran it through, and I ended that. So now that I'm at that point, what I want to do is I need to get this slack right here through the knot. So the way that you have to do it is figure out where I'm going to use my microfit here. You have to figure out where this cord goes. So this one looks like it comes out here. So all I'm going to do is go to that portion of the knot, and you can see I'm pulling that slack right out, and that cinches it right up against the fishtail body. And then we've got this cord here, and it looks like that one comes out right here. So we'll go to that portion and do the same thing. And see now we have pulled this knot up to the body of the fishtail. And then all we do now is this slack here that we just pulled through, we're going to work that throughout this whole knot here. So we got this piece here going here. And let me make sure I'm focused for you. I'm going to zoom in on this. And I'll try not to move out of frame while I'm doing this. So we're going to pull that through. And then we have this little bit of slack here. It came out here, goes under this piece, and we'll pull it through right here. Just like that. And you want to make sure you're pulling nice and tight when you're doing this. And then it comes around here. So pull that through. And another great tool for this is the tightening tool, which I don't have on me right now. Okay, so then we had this one. This was where our slack was from the other side, so we'll go ahead and tighten that up. And it goes, looks like it goes under. It might come through already. Yeah, it already comes through the bottom. Alright, so this is going to go up here. And at this point, this goes down through the center, so you should be able to just pull one of these cords. Yep, and tighten that right up. Okay, so we have our knot right where we need it. And you can see my mark is right here. Right there is the mark. That's perfect. And let's see if we can find the mark on this side. I had a hard time finding the mark on this one because it was like underneath, right where the cord was. Yeah, you can see the mark, sort of, right where my thumb is. And I think that's pretty close enough anyway. Okay, so once you get your knot nice and tight, we're going to finish this by cutting these ends off and then melting them in. Oh, and one thing to keep in mind is you want to make sure that you have enough slack. Yeah, and that's going to be perfect. You want to make sure that you have enough loop here so that your knot goes through it, which this looks to be perfect. So we're going to leave that how it is. I'm going to zoom back out here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to cut the fishtail portion. So make sure that this is right where you want it. Make sure you got your slack out. And you want to, basically what you want to do is draw 2 lines right along the edge and make sure that these edges are right on that line. Alright, so we'll go ahead and cut this. Make sure you have some nice sharp scissors. Oh, and that just pulled through. Yeah, I didn't do that how I wanted it. Uh-oh, this might be a problem here. Okay, so, yeah, I'm having a little issue here. I wonder why I did that. Okay, so I pulled that a little too far. Okay, well, how am I going to deal with that? Okay, I think what I need to do is, I took one part of the weave out of my fishtail. I think what you need to do while you're doing this is hold this so that the cords don't pull back through after you cut them. Okay, well that's a little tricky, isn't it? I know that if you're doing it on a buckle, you don't have to worry about that because you use a fid to lock them into here. But you need this little bit of a gap so that the loop has something to catch on, if that makes sense. So let me cut these again, and hopefully they don't pull through, and I can melt them right in its place. Yeah, okay. So I have my finger on the back side of it, and just be very careful not to burn yourself on this one. This one's a little tricky. If you have a child doing this, this might be one where you might need, you're definitely going to have to help. Okay, so we'll just melt that in place, and I've got my smoothing tool here. We're just going to mash that straight down, give it a little twist, makes it nice and smooth, and it locks it in place. Yeah, that's a little tricky. I didn't think about that. Alright, and then we have our loop at the other end. Now, what we have to do with this is kind of what we just did. Some people will cut this right here, and they'll just let that fray out, which, that's not a bad idea. I think the knot is tight enough to where you don't have to worry about it pulling back through. Yeah, why don't we just do that? I think I'm just going to cut these right here and let them fray out. Just like that. So that we don't have that big melty spot right there at the end. We'll just go like this a few times. Let this fray out. Just like that. And we'll let that be finished just like that. And we can get our closure on there, and there you have it. That is a finished bracelet. That's the ball and loop method. Like I said, I'll have a video, or I'll have a link to where I have just this knot as a video, and I'll have a link for all the colors and all the tools that I used here. I hope you like it. I don't know what to call this. I think it's just it's just a basic fishtail bracelet with a ball and loop. Don't forget about the Facebook group. It is the largest paracord group in the world. It has 31,000 members. It's a great place to get some ideas, see what people are doing with their craft, and to post your own. So check that out for sure. Link's in the description, but it's facebook.com/groups/paracordon, and I will see you in there. And until next time, paracord on. Do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button to your left. There's other great videos all the time, and there's a few to the right side of the screen, and you can also buy Paracord at our site with the link at the bottom left. Thank you again for watching.